Hey everybody, this is Tressie Track, and you are here. Where's Jay? Jay?
What? What? Hey, Tracy, how's it going? It's that way. You said me try something. Let me make myself. Oh, it's dark now. I can't see nothing.
Are you in the freezer again?
No, wait. I'm scared. It's scared in here. I see dead people.
Stop it! Stop that! No, this is the happy show.
I know. I was happy.
Yeah, somebody said this is the sugar sweet happy hour.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sweet. So yeah, I know.
All right. So, no, okay. I'm just trying to be goofy.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. So, Zelle donors. All right. Rebecca, Alicia, Carol, and Michelle. Thank you.
Woohoo.
I am a week late saying thank you because I worked my butt off doing the concert and I got tired. They go, "Where's the Q&A? Tressie's tired." And then the PayPal beauties, Nola, Jennifer, Christine, Cynthia, Maria, Janice, Sherry, Heidi, Linda, and Rebecca. Thank you so much. So I will tell you what you did with all of that money. I'll put this on the house too. You paid for one person's air conditioner to be fixed. You stopped 2 car repos. Oh, I love that. You stopped 2 evictions. You got somebody's car fixed. You helped, I believe, 2 seniors get into a hotel so they didn't have to live in their car. Yeah, we did that for a month. So that they don't have to live with that, like, oh, you only have 3 days. And I mean, if we can do it, then we're going to do it. We can't always do it. But I don't want them having this clock ticking off. Oh, no, tomorrow I got to leave it and I don't have anywhere to go. No, we don't want that. But we're out of money again. So anyway, you were so good that we just gave it all away. You helped with 2 people's rent. You helped stop a storage unit from being auctioned. And you paid 1 utility. And you supported the negotiators to work on 9 negotiations. They resolved 2 of them. And they're working on 2 foreclosures, preventing them, of course. I do want to say that we have a new member of our staff who is going to town to get you a way to donate on all your favorite Cash App type things. Cash App, Venmo, everything you can think of. She's going to have it in a list so you can click the one you want instead of saying, oh, I hate doing PayPal because they take such a fee, and then you don't have Zelle and you're like, I don't know how to pay. And now we're going to make it easy for you. All right. So, okay. And then I want to say we're starting to have a problem now where people are telling their friends about TRESARA. And we get these people who are like, yeah, I heard I could get some help from you. And we're like, okay, so how long have you been in the tribe? The what? What do you like about Tressie? I mean, what's your favorite trek? Tressie?
Yeah, who's Tressie?
Nah. Sorry. We can't do that. And if you received help from TRESARA, you are not allowed to give out the number of the person that helped you. Do not. Boy, that was a real hard one for us this week. Somebody gave it to their friend, and we're like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. Okay. And if you're in foreclosure, you might not want to even contact us if you don't want to do the work. It's a lot of work. And the negotiators will help you, but you have to be willing to do the work, or don't call us, please, because we're too overloaded if you're not going to do your part. And I can understand if you're frazzled and you feel overwhelmed, like you can't do it. I understand. But then you can't call. I'm sorry. All right. So I was thinking today about how we could keep going until Nasara comes. And I mean, I hate to keep asking. I am a person that in, over 45 years of doing nonprofit work, I rarely ever requested money or did a fundraiser. I hate it. I don't want it, So I don't know what to do. We've still got a lot of just desperate needs. But I was thinking we need a benefactor. So if there's anyone out there that could be a benefactor, or of someone that we could talk with, and we could show them all the good work that this group has done with limited resources, who knows? I believe in asking big and looking to God for a miracle, and we need one. So yeah, we want to save homes and all of that. Everything. We want to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell you about something that we just got in from my peppermint farmer. This is spearmint. And that's all he gave me. He said, I will give you what I can spare. But he said that if you put it in your shampoo, it makes your hair grow back. And I still have to ask him how much you put in there, but probably just a few drops. I don't know. But yeah, I need to work on that, because we didn't even advertise it, and we went through half of it already. So I don't know how that happened, but anyway. Right. What else? What do you got, Jay? What's up?
I need some of that stuff. I'm gonna put it inside my nose and then see if I can get my hair to grow longer in my nose.
You're hilarious.
I'll be like, ooh, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be real pretty.
Just don't touch my nose. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, add in there that many times when we were trying to help veterans and stuff, it's like a lot of people, we know that they have, they have the means to help people. So that's what we're saying. Like, that's what she's trying to say. I believe, like, if you don't have the means, don't.
Yeah.
And
I say that all the time. I don't want anybody sacrificing, but we do have some who do.
Yeah.
I
know. But
but
yeah,
I don't want you to suffer
yeah,
either. So it's, the ones that are called to be humanitarians early.
yeah.
So anyway, and I can't do updates. So not doing it. However, I'm not going to
What?
do that.
Huh?
But yeah, what I want to say is,
What? Hold on.
there was an upheaval on Facebook today, and I was just bragging about Facebook, how it is growing faster than anything else. In fact, I believe, I mean, nobody can prove it to me, and they're trying to not prove it, like say no, Tressie. But the thing is, our 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 Telegram channel goes down every single night, like we have a faucet that got left on, and it's like they hit and run. So by morning, it's already down. And so I took a look at the people that left, and I contacted one that I just really loved her, and I said, can I just ask you if you left the Trek? And she went, no, no,
Mm.
I never would. I love it. Why would I leave it? I go, well, the records show you left. She goes, oh no. So,
Yeah,
and then there were
yeah.
some other people we found out, some beauties that got the boot, and we don't even have any of those filters.
No, that's
I
like
don't know what you call
something.
those, but we don't have any, like what was it, Rose? We don't have
Oh yeah.
anybody kicking anybody out, not one person. We don't have any mods that get rid of people. So, we just we have it open. So I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Let me tell you, she's like, she messages somebody and says, Jay, I don't know what's happening. There's like people are leaving the trek, and I don't know. And she's like she puts her inspector hat on with her goggles, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I can do videos and stuff, but I'm not too tech savvy as far as like how algorithms work with Telegram and all these other um,
Yeah.
social media things, because you know. So
Anyway, so then Facebook is like growing like crazy, and I'm real proud of Facebook. I never expected that. And then we got a lot of people on there tonight who are just like going nuts about the MedBeds. You must not know me. You must not be in the tribe, because you would never think I was a scammer. If you were with us, you would never call me that. Nobody calls me that. Yeah, that's a fact, man. Just because we have a doctor that wants to talk about it and wants to talk about quantum physics, that doesn't mean it's a scam. Good grief, people. Woo!
Yep.
Right. Okay. All right. So, you got anything else before we bring on the doc?
I don't think so. I'm very excited about tonight, and
Yeah.
I've done a lot of research myself on MedBeds and healing technology and frequency, so I'm excited. So
Yeah. Yeah. What I want to do with TRESARA from here for a while is bring in natural medical breakthroughs to help our members get relief right now while we wait, instead of crying out the fact that we have to wait. Let's
Yep.
take care of it. Don't put your health on hold waiting for the med beds.
Yep.
I've cured every issue I've ever had by myself. I never go to a doctor. No offense to our doctor. She's the other kind. She's the good kind.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's going to talk to us about what she does and what is available with her. And we have a lot of other practitioners who are going to speak on Saturday and tell you some amazing things they have. I just bought more oxygenated water today because it has made me feel so good. And I made a deal with the lady with the oxygen bath, and I'm buying one.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, we want to have maybe somewhere between 3 and 6 at the healing center, and we just made a deal for our first one.
Nice.
$100,000.
Whoa. Whoa.
I told her,
I'll get,
I don't have any money right now.
I can give you a straw and you can just blow bubbles, and that's oxygen bath.
Oh no. You know what she said? She said that her cat is dying. It has a big tumor in the belly.
Whoa.
And when it just can't do anything. When she gives it a bath in the oxygenated water, she said he is crawling the walls happy, jumping up and down and running and playing. And
Well, that's so crazy.
yeah. So anyway,
Mm.
all right then. Without further ado, we're going to bring in the doctor, and that is all we're going to call her because we want her to be safe.
Yes.
And we have had guests on in the past that ended up not being safe, and we don't ever want that to happen again. And since she is kind of blowing the whistle on some things, then she's just going to be called the doctor.
The doctor. All right. Here we go. Doctor.
Hi.
There's a doctor in the house.
There's a doctor in the house.
I'm still not used to that name.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to talk about your credentials and why I believe you're a superhero. So our doctor was an RN since 1993 and then retired. And then she started experiencing many health crises that were not fixed by conventional medicine. And then she became allergic to latex because she was a labor and delivery RN. She had 90% of her large intestine removed for gangrene, cause unknown. And then had an ostomy, an artificial opening in an organ of the body created during an operation for 2 years. And then it was reversed. Thank God. Lyme's disease, type 2 diabetes, while nursing, all of this was happening. She's still nursing. Conventional medicine had no answers, no help, and bad results. The diabetes grew much worse following the program of conventional medicine. So finally, she just bailed and said, this is not working. And she was led to get out of the box of medicine as we know it and do some deep research to get answers. And she graduated at 59 years old with a doctorate of sacred medicine, natural health, and bioenergetic medicine. And she has been practicing for 4 years, which means she graduated during COVID 2020. Now that alone is a Medal of Honor, superhero. Yeah.
Salute, superhero.
Oh,
yeah.
It was sad. It was sad because I didn't even get to go to my own graduation.
Well, I'm just glad that you got through. That's just miraculous to me.
Yeah, it was, I guess, God's timing. But yes, that's my story. And as a nurse, we all go into the medical field with good intentions. We all go in thinking we're going to help and we're going to be a blessing and we're going to be able to do all these things. And then as you get there, you get a little more seasoned. You become a little more aware that really we're not doing much. We're just kind of putting a Band-Aid on it and keeping the problem going for a long time. Yeah. And you never get to hear that word heal. We don't talk about healing.
Yeah.
It's never done that way. And even though I was mostly a labor and delivery nurse and got to watch a lot of miracles come into the world, on the medical side, on the sick side, you never saw, resolution. You never saw, you just didn't. And then when I came down, one of the things that shocked me is that kind of started opening my eyes is when I got Lyme's disease. Of course they say, yep, you tested positive for Lyme. And I said, well, what can I do about it? Well, there's really nothing else to do about it. I said, do I need to take antibiotics? No, it's still too late now. So that's it. And then I'm like, no, I don't think that's right. And then when I started treating myself for diabetes and for the doctor, type 2, I was like, okay, I know I'm a nurse. I know how to do this. I know all the diabetic teachings. I taught patients. I did this. And I just got on the diet. I started taking the medicine. Then it moved up from medicine to insulin. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Oh, your phone.
Yeah, my phone. I'm gonna turn it off. Anyway, as I did what medical medicine said to do, allopathic medicine.
Becca Fletcher.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We're gonna start singing "Country Road." Take
No,
me
I'm trying
home.
to turn it off, but
Yeah.
it won't go off.
Okay, so take it
But
in
anyway,
another,
I
take it
got
in
worse.
another-
I got worse, and it my insulin, my blood sugars got worse, and I'm like, hey, there's times that I would teach patients, and I would go into their homes, and their blood sugars would be unstable, and I would think, oh, they cheated. They just not going to tell me. They're cheating on their blood sugars or eating. And then when it started happening to me, I was like, I know I'm not cheating, and my blood sugars are unstable. So one thing came to another. Went and started doing deep research, and a friend of mine introduced me to my school, and I said, yes, I'm going. So to be on the other side of things, I want to get to the root of the problem. I don't want to have it just covered up. I want to get to the root. And so in doing that and in graduating, one of the devices that I was trained on, which I'm very thankful, was called a bioresonance scan. And I started doing that. And I'm just going to explain to you that how I explain to my patients, and just bear with me as to what this does with a MedBed, what it does. I'm going to start with the basics. So when you come into my office on a bioresonance scan, you sit in a chair, and then I explain to you that you have a TV that you're going to look at, and you're going to have headphones, just kind of like what Jay's sitting there like, and put on your head. You won't hear anything, but it will emit frequency. And as you sit there and you look on the screen, it's going to do a scan from your head to your toes, every body organ. It will go all the way down to the DNA level. And it's based on quantum physics. Now, as I learned about this, and as a nurse, and as I started doing this, I was very, very shocked at how detailed it was. Very shocked. Europe, Asia, and Russia use this technology. And this technology is not cutting edge. It's 30 years old.
Wow.
30 years old.
They just
And
held
we
it
have,
there.
yeah. And so I'm like, why, as a nurse, why couldn't we use this, scan it in a doctor's office? Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So as it scans, it goes through every body organ. It can go through layers like a pancreas. It can go deeper into your pancreas, into the beta cells. It can go through the beta cells all the way down to the DNA. It can tell me if you've got insulin resistance, if you've got some kind of DNA issues, very detailed DNA issues, if you know what I mean. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
why isn't this being used in medicine? Why? Why? Even though I know why. So through the years, I've been using it, and it just floors me how accurate it is. It's so accurate. And as a doctor of natural medicine, we don't diagnose or treat like an allopathic doctor. We treat imbalances. We treat things of that sort. But we don't say, well, you have diabetes, or you have this diagnosis or that diagnosis. We don't do that. But oftentimes the machine can point to those areas, and we see it very clearly what's going on in the body. So again, I was asking myself, why do we not just do this quick scan, zero in on what is the issue, and then let the doctor take it from there? But that was the potential of it. And I think they do it overseas in other countries. They use it a lot more than what we do. So when I say somebody comes in and sits in my chair and I have to explain to them what we're about to do, if everybody that's listening to me, if you will make an okay sign with your hand, make a circle, okay? That circle represents a cell. And in that cell is positive and a negative electricity. So that cell is an electrical cell.
Mm-hmm.
And so a normal cell in your body will run between 70 and 90 hertz. Likewise, if cancer, it's 15 to 20. That's how much the electricity drops. So you are an electrical being. You are created by the good Lord to be an electrical being. Frequency, you are full of frequency and electricity. So when holding up that circle, when a cell is normal, and I'm going to explain something very simple. When it's normal, it rotates, it spins clockwise. And like I said, this is not accurate. This is just something I can do as I can explain to you simple. So it spins clockwise. But let's just say something happens with that cell and it's sick. Something happens, whether you've gotten into poison, it's gotten disrupted, it's not functioning, then it starts spinning counterclockwise. So we're sitting in the chair, we got headphones on like Jay, and you're sitting there watching the TV as it scans through the whole body. I mean, every part of your body, all the way down to the DNA in parts of your body. And so when it's done, it actually comes back and it gives me a color code of white and yellow is normal. Triangles of red and orange, it means distress. But if I see brown and black boxes, that means dysfunction and disease. So it's picked up those areas in the body in which the spin is going a different way, that it's not normal. It's not normal. And so that kind of identifies the area exactly in your body, what we need to do, what we need to fix. And we zero in on that. So how do we fix it? So sitting there with your headphones on, I can turn around and I can use bioenergetic frequencies coming off of, say, herbs, precious stones, homeopathy, or a combination. And I can turn around. Let's say Jay has something in his stomach. Let's just say he's got a bad stomach and complaining and he's got black boxes all in his stomach. So I can turn around and treat his stomach and treat those black boxes and take that spin that was going backwards. And by the time I get done spinning, it's going to turn white and it reverses the spin on that cell and it gives that cell electricity.
Yep.
Now, the bad news is it holds for 3 to 5 days. That's bad news. I can't make it hold longer. A lot of times I can treat pain. It goes away for 3 to 5 days. But at the same time, I have a little bottle in there and I have a device. And that same frequency I just treated Jay with, I can project into that bottle of silver water and it holds the frequency.
Yep.
So in 3 to 5 days, mostly 5 days, I'm going to tell you to start taking 10 drops 2 times a day. And every time you take those drops, it's just like you sitting in my chair with your headphones on like Jay and having that reverse of that spin done in his stomach to correct his issue. Now we're also, as we do that, we're also going to correct and we're going to look at his diet. We're going to talk. We're going to do a lot of things on the natural side of medicine.
Yeah. Can you speak on GMO and how it is a non-food?
It is non-food, and we have to be. I can talk on that. The food that we eat has to be living food. It has to be living. Cannot be not GMO food. It's got to be has life in it, like a squash has non-GMO. Now, when I say a fruit or a vegetable, I'm speaking of non-GMO. I'm saying eat a tomato, eat squash, eat meat, eat something that's a potato, but don't eat things in a box. We've got a lot of, it has to have life. It has to have frequency. Just like when you microwave food, it will kill the frequency in your food and it will have a bad frequency. And then you go to eat it and then that bad frequency is in your stomach.
Thank you.
So going back to Jay's stomach, he's going to take this and then it's going to keep correcting. Now, the reason I started saying this, and as I started learning and I started watching this, and this machine is very diagnostic. There's things I could say, but I don't want to say, if you know what I mean. It's very, very diagnostic. And 88% on up higher diagnostic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
That's
so
like,
so there's things that I can, I have a doctor in town that works with me and I can say, hey, doc, I'm sending so-and-so over there and I see this, this, and this. Can you rule that out? And he goes over there. And if I tell him and I send a scan, somebody that's had the scan, he don't even question it. He just starts running the test I ask. And because I only send them over there after I can't, beyond my scope of practice, something that I see that needs to be seen by the doctor. But that led me through in doing this. I've worked with this device. I've done it for many years. And then when I started learning about MedBed's, a little light bulb went off because this is quantum physics that I'm talking about. So if you're not in my office and you can't wear that headphone, if I have a piece of your DNA, whether it be your fingernails or your hair, I can put it in a little resonator cup and I can scan you when you're not in the room anywhere in the world. You're anywhere in the world. Now, this involves the entanglement theory of physics. And I'm just going to do a quick, let's turn my phone off. I was going to read you the definition, but the entanglement theory, by my definition of physics, is if I have a little piece of you, it will find the bigger piece of you anywhere in the world. I cannot separate you. It will find you. So if I sit there in my office and I am treating your little piece of DNA, it is traveling through space. It does no time or distance, and it is reversing the spin on Jay. If I had Jay's hair and I'm where I'm at and I'm treating him and he doesn't have his headphones on, then I can fix his stomach from a distance.
Yep. It's
And
all connected.
it makes the spin start happening. It makes the spin reverse and go to the right way. Now that just floors me. And so I of course didn't just swallow this like stock and barrel. I had to test it when I first got it because I didn't, I just wanted to see that it was true. So I practiced remotes on my family. So one of them was my son, my grown son. And I said, I'm going to do, and he was very sensitive. When you do a scan, 50% of the people can feel a little tingling in their body and you always feel a little tired and very relaxed. But when I said, I'm going to scan you remotely, he said, okay. I said, I'm not going to tell you when, I'm just going to do it. And he can always feel it very well. So one night I scanned him. And the next day I called him. I said, I scanned you. I said, he goes, I know. I said, how do you know I know that I scanned you? He said, because I felt you. I said, no, you didn't. You didn't. He said, yes, I did. I said, okay, you tell me what time I scanned you. He said, 11 o'clock. I said, that's what time I scanned you.
Vibration. He felt the vibration.
Feel it. But when some people are very sensitive to it, some people aren't. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It doesn't stop the spin. It doesn't make it more effective. It just means that you're a little more sensitive to it. So this started my quest on quantum physics and getting my eyes open to it. And then when I heard about the MedBed's, I knew exactly what was going on because 30 years ago, somehow, some way, we got cutting edge technology in which we were able to do this. And they have kept it. It's just a piece of the puzzle. It's not the big puzzle. It's just a piece. But this works. And when you go into a MedBed, this is quantum physics. This is the entanglement theory. This is frequency. The future of medicine will be this way. Our medicine and our medical world is going to change drastically. And I prepare my patients for that. Herbs have frequencies. Precious stones have frequencies. Everything has frequency. Everything. And so this is going to be the way that we treat people. We're just going to zap Jay from a distance and he's going to be, if we can do that now, can you imagine what the MedBed? So with the MedBed, what's going to happen? And another thing I do, when people come in, I don't ask history. I don't ask a lot of questions because I'm looking at what's going on with them right now.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to prove the machine to them. And so I sit down and we scan. And as I see things, I ask them questions and they go, how do you know that? How do you see this? I said, the machine's telling me. And so it's very diagnostic. It's very accurate. It can tell if you've got worms. It can tell if you've got a cavity. It can read your mail. And so again, when we're talking about MedBeds and the technology coming, even though I have to say I'm not privy to the exact details of of the MedBeds, of what they're going to do, how they're going to run them. I will say this, it will be trained people. It will not be let go just to anybody that wants to have a MedBed center. There will be protocols, there will be standards, and there will be safety because this is not nothing you play around with. This is very, very serious. You have to know what you're doing. But I have seen with the little taste of what I have with the bioresonance machines that, wow, that's all I can say is wow. So you will go into a MedBed. It is science. It's not hokey pokey. They're not going to change you up. They're going to take the DNA that you have and they're going to refresh it. They're going to take those telomeres that got really short and cause us to age. They'll grow back. They'll grow out. They
Yep.
will make your organs useful. Now, I will say this is another subject that you have to listen to about. It's like when somebody comes, I scan them and I'll get to, like, say, I'm going to say their gallbladder. So I go to their gallbladder and I say, oh, well, look at this gallbladder. This doesn't look good. And I see things that are on that gallbladder that, you know, like stones or whatever. And they'll say, oh, I caught you. I don't have a gallbladder. I said, but you do have a gallbladder. It just got taken out.
It's a
I said, your
signature.
body has cellular memory.
Oh,
It
that's
remembers your gallbladder.
It's never
not
gone.
That it remembers why your gallbladder was sick. So let me tell you why you had your gallbladder taken out. And so without knowing, I tell them why, how it was sick, and they go, oh, that's amazing. Same way with a woman that had a hysterectomy. Let me tell you why your uterus was sick. And then I tell them. So when you're in a med bed, you're not, you know, it's your body remembers. God created you with a gallbladder. If they took that gallbladder out, it will be able to be reformed and regrown from your DNA because you were meant to have a gallbladder. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Everything about you. And
Yep.
so when you go into the med bed, it will not be asking a lot of questions because it will do a diagnostic scan. It will figure out all the way down to the DNA level. It will look at what needs to be, and it's going to be quicker, faster than my scan ever thought about being. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yep.
And it's not gonna hurt. It's gonna correct. And I'm really excited because I can only imagine what I do is 30 years old. Can you imagine what in the future this is going to be? But I will say this, even though our bodies are healed through the med bed, through frequency, we still are going to have to learn how to take care of our body. We're going to have to unlearn what we've learned to do. And we're going to have to learn what health is, how to take care of our body, how to eat, exercise, do the things we've been lied to, we've been poisoned, we've been told things that are not true. So we've got a lot of things to unlearn and to learn.
Yep.
And we're going to need all the providers we can get, all the people and educators that we can get, because we can't run to a med bed every time.
right.
We're going to get fixed, but we need to be responsible about our health, maintaining our health, learning and doing. So with the quantum physics, I am constantly blown away. Every time I do a scan, I'm in amazement. And I'm not even telling you because I don't want to say too much about what I see that I can't see. It's very diagnostic, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
so it's a exciting time that we're going to live in. But again, I'm going to say medicine is going to change as you know it. I tell all of my patients after they've seen the scan, after I've treated them, after I've addressed the issues, and then I tell them there's advanced technology coming. Do not be afraid. Do not be scared. This is science. It's science. Don't be afraid. Be one of the first ones to line up and then tell your family, yes, you know, Dr. So-and-so, she told me about this and I've seen a little bit in her office and, you know, I'm going to go with it. I trust it because it's science. It's going to be phenomenal.
Hey, will you speak about more about GMO? Because there are a lot of people who say, I can't afford organic. But the thing is, the GMO is not just a dead, useless thing. It is actually a broken.
No, it's been altered.
Yeah, a broken molecule, which is cancer.
Yes, it can. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how much more to say it, but to say don't do it if you can. I mean, you need to be aware and just choose what you can. And I understand they're hard because I've had budgets. I'm a mother of a lot of children. I mean, I've had to watch what I spend, and it's very hard to get the money for organics. But it's also a lot to pay for those doctors too, for cancer and for all those other things. But it's not just for GMOs. I mean, there's so much that's so much poison.
Right.
And that spin that I said, when it goes counterclockwise in a cell, oftentimes it's put on by toxins and toxicities.
Yeah.
So
That is very bad.
this machine that you're talking about, the scanner, was that something? So we said in the beginning about 4 years roughly.
Yes,
So
I
was
learned in school.
that was you were learned in school and taught by the institutions how to use
Yes,
this? Okay.
yes. And then
Yeah.
in the first year, and then we used it. I practiced on anybody that would sit down long enough to let me scan them.
Yeah. That's what is it telling us?
Anybody, a willing body, I would scan.
That, hey, I'm just
Yes.
letting you know that tells us that things are changing, guys. Just let you know things are changing. That's starting to get the good stuff into the institutions that we're talking about that were corrupt all the time. So it's so
Well,
amazing.
this is a school for natural medicine, but even as a school of natural medicine, we don't advertise the scan because it put a target on us.
Yeah.
We advertise our natural medicine. They come, and then I say, by the way, I do this scan. Are you interested? Because I mean, we've had to be very safe and cautious about what we do.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
Yeah.
So how does it compare? What's the difference between what you're doing and a Spooky 2 or a Rife machine?
It does in the treatment side of it, it does the same thing. It's just mine, I would say mine is more diagnostic. You could do a scan with mine and we could really narrow down what the issues are that we need to work on and then treat it. Spooky 2 treats it. I
Oh,
don't know if it's so much as diagnostic as what my machine is. They both work well and they both have the same results. I think in the treatment side of it because it's still reversing that spin. It's still filling that cell up with frequency. And we have a lot of modalities out there. This is not the only one. I'm not saying mine is the only way. I'm saying mine opened my eyes when I heard about MedBed's because I was using the technology, even though howbeit old. It's an older, it's not as fast, it's older, but man, I can see it. I mean, I use it. I see what a MedBed's going to do, and I'm just blown away. But we have all kinds of modalities. We have the EE system. When you go into an EE system and you sit, it's quantum physics again, and you're sitting in that recliner, and every cell in your body is being bathed by a frequency that fills up that cell's electrical charge. So if you can imagine yourself being a battery and you're run down in different parts of your body, say you've got diabetes, your pancreas or your kidneys or some areas of your body that's just in a deficit, say you've got cancer and you're running at a 15 to 20 in those cells. Well, you go and you sit down in an EE system and it will charge up those cells, charge it up. It's like a battery charger. You're a big battery. And so we've got different modalities and we've got to start thinking way we think about medicine is got to be thinking about frequency and charge. That's the future of medicine, frequencies and charges.
Yep.
My biggest concern is that people are waiting for the med beds when they could be doing these things now.
Yes,
It's maybe saving their lives or at
yes,
least getting feeling better, relief. There's all kinds
yes.
of things that can be done.
There
Mhm.
is, and there's providers everywhere that's willing to do it. But we have fought a battle because of against medical because they didn't want us to, and we had to go into hiding. And now we're coming out, and and this is a great time. This is a great time to be the type of doctor that I am, and that we can come out and start showing a little more of ourselves and what we have. But it's hard because I can't advertise so much to people. I can't go out there and say what I can really need to say. And so you need to be a detective. You need to be searching out people like me, who I am getting Googled more and getting more phone calls because people want my type of doctors now. Well, why is that? All of a sudden they're starting to look. So if you're sick, you're hurting, you need help, you need to go to the right type of doctor that will have those answers.
Yeah.
And so talk to
And
me
we do
about,
have,
go ahead.
no, well, we do have answers, is what I was about to say. We do.
So I have been taught that chemo and radiation are the exact opposite of what the body needs at that time.
I agree. I agree because Now, as a Christian, I'm a Christian, the body is designed to heal itself. That's the way the Lord made the body.
Mhm.
And we have to facilitate the healing and by getting things out of the way. That's all I do. I don't heal anybody. All I do is come in there and identify the factors that are stopping that person's healing process. That's all. The toxicities or whatever's going on. And then I show them what needs to be removed. And then we just support the immune system and the body to heal itself. And that's where everybody is created. The good Lord created your body to heal itself. But we have to be educated to get out of the way and provide the body what it needs to heal itself. But
Yeah.
yes, chemo, radiation is all of that. Is the way they treat cancer is different than what we say cancer is. Because it's all dysfunction. It doesn't matter. We don't even have to call it cancer. Why do we put names on everything? I know that in medical we did that. We had to name it. But
Yep.
really it doesn't have to have a name. If your pancreas isn't functioning right, period. That's all we need to know. It's not functioning. Well, then what do we need to get that pancreas functioning?
Yeah.
What
Why?
do we need?
What's wrong? Why is it doing it? That's what
Yeah.
the
We got to
doctors
get
don't
to the
tell us.
root of the issue, and that's what I did. My
Yeah.
first patient appointment, and I advise them on this, is 2 hours long. They will be here 2 to 2.5 hours. We will talk, we will dig, we will look. It's like being a detective. We're going to get to the root of the issue. And you, as a patient, if you want help, you want answers, you've got to be involved. You've got to take responsibility to get those factors that are stopping your healing. You've got to take that responsibility. We as a nation have sit back and say, oh, well, doctor, you do this, take this pill, all this is going to happen. We've got to be more responsible for our health.
Yeah.
We've got to learn. We got
They're
to go
asking.
back to health class.
Oh yeah, they're asking on the chat here. They're saying, what kind of doctor are you, or what should
I
they
am
be
a
looking for?
doctor of natural health, a doctor of bioenergetic medicine, and what I really practice under is a doctor of sacred medicine. That's my favorite doctorate to practice under because I believe that all healing comes from the Lord and it is sacred.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So I have a question. When you're doing a scan, I know you can't go into too much details. I'm kind of reading what you're saying as far as what you see, um, which is amazing because I know exactly what you're talking about. So when you do
I
a
can
scan,
even see pathogens.
yep, I was
It,
gonna
it,
say,
it identifies pathogens. It
hmm
identifies the parasites. I
yes,
can see all of that.
you can see the history of the DNA.
I can see what exactly happened. I can
Yeah,
see if that patient's been exposed to COVID 3, 4 years ago, or
yep,
tuberculosis, or whatever. I can
that's
see the history on that body.
yep. Because the DNA. What I've learned is the DNA leaves an
Imprint.
imprint. That's correct. So
It does.
you can always see that.
We
Yep.
can. And I
Hmm.
can see what's going on with that person. And they're
Hmm.
always surprised when I tell them, well, you've had this and you've had that. And they're like, how do you know this? So this is why I said we're fearfully and wonderfully made. And that med bed, when you sit in it, it's going to know exactly what you've had, what you've been exposed to, what you need to be done for you to be corrected, the frequencies that have done that. Now, in the future, we're going to see more what am I trying to say? Equipment or hardware that's going to come out that's going to be user friendly for your home for you to use. We're already seeing it. It's everywhere if you'll just look. We've got patches that are bioenergetically activated. We've got devices that you can wear. Now, I really believe that in the future you will have a device in your home that you will be able to use yourself without it being the big med beds. We're going to have all kinds of it. So medicine as we know it is going to totally change, but it's the process of that change is what we've
Hmm.
got to get prepared for. You may know that about a med beds, you may be seeking natural medicine, but your family members don't know. They've never heard of this. So we're going to have a season in which it's going to be a lot of chaos, confusion. There's already a loss of a lot of trust And so you're going to say, oh, I don't trust the medical field, but then you're going to tell me this new thing, a MedBed's coming on, and I'm supposed to trust you and just go use this thing? I don't think so. But as the testimonies start coming out and cancers are cured within 1.5 to 2 minutes, and limbs and organs are grown back and function comes, and your vitality returns, and people start going out on the streets and say, hey, let me tell you what happened to me. Or your family says, wow, you look good. You look like you've got years taken off of you. You know, and it doesn't, people talk about age regression. It's not going to take really, and age regression's fine. But when you go through the MedBed and your DNA is refreshed and your organs are optimized to work, you're going to look younger. You're going to look healthier. You're going to glow. You're going to feel good because you're running at optimum health.
Yeah.
And your frequencies in your body are all at the right level, 70 to 90 hertz. I mean, it's just going to be, I get excited.
Yeah. It's so
I get
amazing.
excited thinking about it. So we have to be the ones that go and tell the others when we first go into the MedBeds, if you know, and tell the truth, and don't be scared. This is science. This is quantum physics. Now I'm going to say something as a Christian. When the Lord started showing me this, and it's a little, but bear with me. When I started doing the DNA in the with the hair and scanning people, what we call remotely, it really dawned on me, what is prayer? Prayer does no time or distance. It is quantum physics. When you are praying for somebody, it's using quantum physics. Now I'm from East Texas. So in East Texas, I grew up knowing about voodoo, even though we were Christians. And when I learned about this technology and about the DNA, it reminded me of stories of when I was little and what I knew about it. When somebody did voodoo, they would have to have a piece of you, piece of your hair, piece of your DNA, a piece of your clothing, and they would put it on the voodoo doll. Not to say that I did voodoo, but I was aware of it. But you know what? When God creates things, that's his truth. Even the enemy knows the truth. And if it works for the enemy, he knew he had to have a piece of that person for that transmission of that frequency. And he took it and perverted it for evil. But God is made. I mean, when we start looking at the truth of what frequencies does and what we do, it's everywhere in evidence in the word, everywhere in evidence in the Bible. You look how the handkerchiefs, the prayer cloths were prayed over in the transmission of frequencies. You can start, once God starts opening your eyes to what is quantum physics. But when God spoke and he used frequency when he spoke, that was quantum physics. He is what we are getting at right now is we are at a time of deeper revelation. God is opening our eyes to deeper revelation of his truth. Yeah. Even the enemy uses his truth to his own devices at times, but it is the truth. And so we're going deeper in knowledge. Wow.
Tesla can.
Yeah.
So tell me what you think about these.
They work. They work. And it's frequency.
Well, I knew that it had to be working because my dog wanted to curl around it.
Yes, yes, yes. So we're going to see more and more devices such as that, and all kinds. I mean, they're all good. There's all kinds of devices coming out, but that works. I have the small one beside the bed. I have the small one. But I'm just saying, once you get your eyes open to what quantum physics is, how it works, and you start looking and listening and studying, it's everywhere. Everywhere.
When I play, I have a MedBed that I get on. It's an early prototype, and she puts it on 963 hertz, which is the God frequency, and then I play 963 hertz music, and it within less than 5 minutes, I'm in the kingdom realm. I'm in. It's like. And then I can hear his voice. I get answers. I get solutions and problem solve and inner healing the whole time. It's just amazing.
Yeah, we're going up in our revelation of what we know of knowing about it and learning. And
Yep.
but just don't be scared of it. Just learn. Just learn.
Yep.
I'm concerned that there's going to be a run on make an appointment with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I have other friends and peers that do the same thing, but I'm sure there's other providers out there too. We need, one of my humanitarian projects is to have scholarships in colleges to educate people so that we can put more doctors in the field to be able to provide. We don't have enough doctors of natural health
No.
at all. We cannot cover it. And so we've got to have, if you've got young people in your family or you yourself, I graduated at 59. I mean, don't think you're too old. We have a lot of people that are going back to school. If you're interested in learning more about this, we need you. We have a void of just don't have enough people. Don't have enough people.
Well, do you have any experience with since I'm a veteran and I was
Mhm.
in five wars and sometimes veterans like me, we have
Post-traumatic stress.
PTSD, mental, I don't even like that word anyway,
Yes.
PTSD,
No,
but
I
just
call it
mental
inner
stuff.
healing. It's
Yeah.
some inner healing and trauma.
Have you?
The Lord's kind of just really leading me more into that.
Mhm.
I'm learning more. But I think the MedBeds are going to have answers to that, but I don't know yet what that's going to
Okay.
entail.
Can
But
your
I
machine
think,
can your machine see that stuff? Like
no,
if
it
someone
cannot.
cannot
No,
see that. Okay. So that's what I
no,
was trying to say.
no. But like what Tressy's saying with the frequencies and the different levels, that does a lot.
Okay.
That frees open and opens up a lot of areas. But I think we're going to see more breakthroughs in those areas with the MedBeds.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
So we have it's a MedBed chair that we're going to be having at the ranch right off the bat because we are able to get it. And we have a doctor in Houston who's going to be training our staff. And that chair extracts the trauma from childhood.
Oh, that's amazing.
Do you have any idea how that works?
I don't. I would love to come and train under that. See, this field is so new, wide open. I mean, it's like when I graduated, I said, Lord, why couldn't I have done this when I was younger? I feel like I'm running out of time, but I'm not running out of time because
No.
I'm going to have more time.
That's
But
right.
there's so much to learn and there's so much technology and breakthroughs that we're about to go through. But I will tell you this, that as it comes, I just feel this. It's going to be fast. We're going to learn quick and it's going to come in a rush, but it's going to be okay because these technologies are going to be released to us and it's just going to be, feels like overwhelming, but it's going to be so beautiful.
I
Yes.
will say, and I hope I don't get attacked for this. I'm just going to say this right off. If your guru says something different than me, then listen to your guru. This is my house. And
Mhm.
so I hear from the decision makers, the military, etc. And they said the military will roll out the med beds when they announce TRESARA. And they said that the worst cases will get in first.
And it
Yeah.
should be.
That
Yeah.
should be.
It
Yeah.
should be. And
Yeah.
the military, as I educate my patients, they say, oh, this will never happen. I said, why? He said, the medical will never allow it. I said, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They don't
They're going
understand. They have
bye
no
bye.
choice. Yeah,
Bye
they're
bye.
going, yeah. But the
Most of all being
military has to
arrested.
keep this safe. It has to keep it guarded for right now. We are in a war. If they could take it back, they would, and you would be in bondage to sickness and disease for the millennium.
Yeah.
They would not let you free.
Yeah.
So
So
this
someone.
will not be like this will be a regular. I'm former military myself, so
Whoop,
I mean
whoop.
this will not this will not be rolled out just for anybody that has an interest to do it. This will be
Mhm.
orderly. This will be secure. This will be protected. This will be trained. This is serious business.
Roger
It
that,
takes
Sergeant.
2 doctors and 1 technician to run a med bed, and you have
Yeah.
to have that. And they're going to roll them out to people who have healing centers early on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. But we
So if,
need to be prepared to
Yeah.
learn and to have regulation, to have rules, protocols, It's going to be very defined.
They're asking what's the name of the school that they could go to they could do this also, like somebody was
Okay.
talking.
Okay. It's called IBEM, initials,
IBEM.
IBEM, and it's in Centennial, Colorado.
Okay. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, because
Mhm.
definitely people. I know people want to do something, and then this
Well,
is like something
there's a
amazing.
lot of nurses and medical people. We've had doctors even that take training, and a lot of nurses. You do not have to be a nurse, but it definitely helps. And
Yeah.
I feel like because of my nursing, I can look at the medical side, I can have understanding, and I can also look at the natural side. Now, I did have to lose the mindset of the medical
Mm-hmm.
because you come into it with a mindset. You have to shake some of that off.
Yeah.
You have to go back to let the body heal itself and not you giving it a pill, so to speak.
I like that. I remember that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna remember that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got to just take this one day at a time. It's coming, it's rolling. I don't have all the answers. I do not know everything that's going to happen with the med beds, but I feel I've had a taste of what is coming, and I am so blown away by it. And my technology is old.
Wow.
It's old.
It's new to us, right?
Yes, it was new to me too. But when I saw it, it just every time I would get so angry. It's like, why was this kept from us? We could have helped so many people. And this is like what Tracy was saying. This is now technology. We can use this now.
Yeah. So no names, or no like. But what would be like an amazing story that you just experienced while doing this?
Oh,
I know you probably got a lot of them, but if you got like
yeah.
just
Most of it, I mean, golly, I don't know. Well, just reversing thyroids, reversing
wow.
reversing getting thyroids healed, getting stomach like H pylori, getting that taken care of. I've worked with cancer and I'm still working with some with cancer imbalances. I mean, balancing insulin resistance, getting that insulin resistance done. And you know, the biggest thing is people saying, I feel great. My health is improved. I've done this or that. Post COVID, a lot of times we had people come in post COVID feeling like, I just can't get over this. I'm over it, but I'm not, I'm tired. And
Yeah.
all I did was reset their frequencies and gave them a scan, and they called me back in 4 days and say, I don't know what you did to me, but man, I feel good.
Woo! You
Yeah.
did a good job.
I feel good.
Doctors
Oh,
in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. But
That's awesome.
I think for me as a practitioner, the biggest thing, and as a nurse, is just how detailed it narrows down on, like, when you go to the doctor, you might get 5 or 10 minutes. I give you 2 hours on a first visit. I give you 1 hour where we sit and we really talk and look and listen. But you get the attention and you get to talk. And there's a saying at my school that the founder, Dr. Ed, would say, if you listen to your patient long enough, he'll tell you what's wrong.
That's right. Yeah.
And so we've got to listen to our bodies, learn to listen. We are not taught to listen to our body. Listen to what the body's trying to tell you, then take action, get help, learn what you need to do naturally for the body to recover and restore and to heal. And we've just got to change our mindset on healing.
yeah.
Yep.
And
That's
quit
right.
slapping the body's warning sign and
Yes, yes,
alarm bell
yes,
and saying,
yes,
shut up with the drug.
yes. Because the body's trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Listen to it. Listen to it. Yeah. And then also, I want to caution everybody, as frequency, words are frequency.
Yes.
Do not speak bad to your body. Don't say, I have cancer. Don't say, I have diabetes.
Mhm.
Say, whatever you got to say, I'm healed, or I am working on
Mhm.
balancing my insulin. You need to turn it around. Your body is listening to your words.
Well, I'm
Your
gonna tell you.
power of life and death is in the tongue.
I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Right.
I always say, "Dang, Jay, you look good. You look really good."
Speak to it, make it, because it's hearing your frequencies. It's
That's
hearing it.
right.
There's an experiment, and you can go look it up on YouTube, where the
Hmm.
man curses, one thing, and he
Yeah.
blesses the other.
This
And,
Trey
and that's
Trey Smith.
experiments. Yes.
Dr.
And
Smith.
Emoto. Dr.
Yeah,
yes,
Himoto too. I'm telling you.
yes. Well, you're doing it to your body. Do not speak negative to your body.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
how about, I just don't think I'm going to make it anymore. I
Yes,
just
yes.
don't think I can make it. I'm, whatever.
You
You're
cannot.
feeding that
No.
negative frequency.
Yes, it is. And your words are negative, and it will bring you down. So once you go down this rabbit hole, it's a deep rabbit hole, but you have to unlearn what we've always been taught.
Yeah.
And you have to unlearn, and you have to do some things differently. But you can. It's possible. And the results is fantastic.
But
It's
you're
amazing.
not excited about it.
No.
Oh,
I'm not.
So
Except when I run a scan, I still to this day get angry when I run scans and I see things on people, and I get very angry that technology is not released to the
yeah.
public on a day in, day out. But why the doctors won't even put them in their offices and have a technician just run it and say,
Yeah.
let's just look at this.
It's got to be hard. Yeah.
Years ago, but it wasn't.
It's kind of like like the same thing that we're dealing with. Like, you found out that they stole all of our money for all these years, and you want to give it back to the people and try to, but then you don't want, you're trying to figure out, how do I do it, but then without ruining everybody. I don't know. It's like this whole thing where, I know what you're saying. It would be hard. It would be hard for me. I'd be out there. Blah, 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 just what I found
Well,
out.
it is, and I think we're all going to feel it when the truth really comes out, even to the people, not just the medical people that
Yeah.
see the issues now. When we see how much we've been done wrong and what's been done, we're going to be very righteously angry.
Yeah.
Very righteously angry.
Can I ask you that question about, so you said you had to learn, you had to like kind of throw the other stuff that you had learned away. Was that emotional? I mean, I'm pretty sure that was like emotional, that you
No.
realized like your whole life was like a lie.
No,
Like,
well, that's where I get angry. That's
yeah.
where I get angry. I had to unlearn some things, but when I learned that, I learned it with sincerity and honesty, and thought I was being told the truth.
Okay.
It was like, it's like you thought you were being told the truth. You found out it's a lie, and now you've got to just say that was a lie, and I want only the truth now. Just tell me the truth, and you start looking for the truth for everywhere.
Wow.
But that's the anger part comes out in me, is why was I lied to? But also when I went to my school, they talk about, the what happened to natural medicine versus allopathic medicine. And there was a very, as you know, the history of it, even 100 years ago, a very concerted effort already to bring out allopathic medicine and what they were going to do. It's very evil plan.
Yep.
Oh,
let me ask you a question. If you combined lie pulling so that people could find out how that cellular memory got damaged, and you pull that lie out and replace it with the truth, and the spirit that raised Christ from the dead can explode and make your body come alive. That's the only reason. So when
that's quantum physics.
When people say that we don't know why God doesn't heal everyone, and the thing is, He already did.
He already did.
He did.
We just have a part to play. There is a lie stuck in the cellular memory. You got to pull that out, and then He can quicken the earthly body. And if you combined the lie pulling with what you're doing, wouldn't that be dynamite? Because then wouldn't they?
Well, aren't they two the same? I mean, except you're explaining it one way, I'm explaining it another, but really they're the same. You're doing the same purpose.
But wouldn't it stick longer?
Yes, it would, because you're changing the frequency. See, the thing is, I get angry when somebody comes and says, well, I don't, the Lord put this on me, or I've got this, and the Lord must know, there's a reason. No, they'll say there's a reason for this. And I'm saying, no, the Lord didn't put this on you. God doesn't put sickness and disease on you at all.
Steal, kill, and destroy.
Yeah, but see, they think, well, the Lord, he must think I need to go through this. I said, no, you don't. He created your body for healing. He created your body to be healthy. This is
Yeah.
not, this is nothing about from the Lord.
That's sick.
Nothing.
That is sick.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that believe
Indoctrination.
that. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people that believe that.
But did the cabal instill that doctrine? False.
That's the lie, Tressie.
Yep.
That's the lie pulling that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yep, that is correct. Man, this is so amazing. Like, you are definitely a hero in my book. I mean, so amazing.
But you know,
Everybody's,
it's been my own life experiences, my own suffering, my own not having answers. And most people that go into natural health, you will talk to them, they will have issues in their past in which that pulled them to this, where they couldn't get answers and they searched and they were looking and you hurt. And when you want to get to the other side for that healing, you want others to be healed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want to share it. You don't want nobody to suffer like you had to suffer.
yeah.
So tell me about your past physical issues. How resolved are they now, and what has changed?
Well, let's see. On my 90% colon gangrene, it was spontaneous. It just happened. I went septic, almost died. So I had to have an ostomy for 2 years, and then they reversed it. So I had to learn how to live with 90% of my colon, how to adapt. I don't absorb water. I have, with the diarrhea or drinking, I get dehydrated. My potassium gets low. So that's a management issue. I look forward to MedBed's for getting a colon.
Okay.
A colon. My diabetes, it's insulin resistance. As long as I'm following the protocols with a good diet. But let me just say that about insulin resistance. We're seeing it even in children. It's coming from our food and our poisoning. It's even going down to children with insulin resistance and diabetes. So I've taken my natural medicine and I've learned how to eat and I don't take any diabetic medicine. I'm not on any diabetic medicine at all, and I manage my blood sugars. And then on the Lyme's disease, I did go the allopathic way, a specialist, because I didn't know it. I wasn't a doctor at that time, and I had almost 2 years of antibiotics.
Ooh.
And then, yeah. But I learned a lot, and then I've learned since then natural ways to help with Lyme's disease. And so, as it affects your health, and then the allergies. I developed anaphylactic allergy to latex as a nurse, and just extra exposure. So, all these things affected my life, but it gives me compassion, it gives me understanding, it gives me a deep desire to see health. I want to see people healthy. I want to see them on the other side. God meant for us to live like that. I love seeing people getting better and healthy. Does that answer your question?
Awesome.
That was a way answer your question. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should. I know people are itching to ask questions, so maybe we should show up on Telegram and let it fire away.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you for opening the door for this, because these are the kind of shows we need to help people to know what they can go looking for.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be me. There's other providers. There's lots of providers that have healing modalities. We just have to open our hearts and our minds to be able to accept those healing modalities, learn about them. They do work. They are effective. Don't be scared to try new areas.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say this: as Christians, I think the Christians are the hardest ones.
Right.
Okay, and so just like I talked to you about the voodoo doll, Satan always takes what God's truth is. It rains on the just and the unjust, so to speak. So Satan always takes God's truth and tries to twerk it and make it his.
Yep.
And so crystals, oftentimes we'll say, oh, that's New Agers. I can't wear crystals. Where crystals they were made by the Lord first and foremost. They give off vibration, they give off frequencies. And if the enemy comes and uses it for his good, that wasn't his in the beginning, it was God's. And it needs to be returned back to God's people for God's use. And so, as Christians, we need to take back ground that the enemy has stolen and tried to put it over in his camp. And we need to say, nope, God created that. My creator created that for my use, for my healing, for my use, period. And we need to take that back. We need to stand up. God created it first, not the enemy.
I'm ready. Roger, put me in.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
People who are religious tend to think that anything they don't understand is of the devil. Just immediately go to the New Age title
Yeah.
or something like that. But we got to stop that, because then you better not get on a med bed if you don't understand.
Exactly. Well, the enemy's not stupid. He's going to take something and use it to his benefit. But we got to go back to our Father created it for our use, not his.
But then again, the doctors have been able to get away with anything.
They have.
I asked my dad, so do you understand a CAT scan? Well, no. Well, how about ultrasound? No. So that's not of the devil, because the doctor said.
Well, this is what I say about quantum physics. The box that runs my machine is probably about 6 by 9 inches. And I say that whole little box runs this thing. And I said about quantum physics. And I said, and I'm blonde. I said, I'm blonde. But I said, when I go get in my car and I put the key in there, I know it's going to run down the road, but I can't tell you why that engine works and why it runs down the road. The same way with that little black box. I can't tell you what's in that black box, but I know how to drive it. I know how to drive my car. So, that's what we got to learn. We got to learn how to drive it. We may not understand it all the way, but it works. And the results, that car gets you down the road. But can you explain every part and piece of that engine? No, you cannot.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's make our way over to Telegram into the Tressy chat living room. It's the chat. Okay.
Yeah, it's a chat. All right.
See you.
Thank y'all.
We'll see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.